Scanning for audio.
Welcome to a Tin Dog podcast, this time talking about the latest release in the main Torchwood range. Now this is release number 16 and it's called Torchwood _CASCADE CDRIP.TOR or torrent. Yes, that's its actual name. That's not just the name of the file that popped up onto my computer to review. Now when you do get big finishes in their pure format, they do have names similar to that. Well, obviously not .tor. Now, I'm not as familiar with the internet as I should be. Trust me on this. I never truly grasped the idea of torrents. They all sounded a little bit either too good to be true or literally a gift horse. And then I saw my friends' computers break. Yes, you can have so much antivirus software, but in the end, the only way to stay away from that sort of thing is, well, to stay away from that sort of thing, so I just never bothered. I was always just a bit too frightened of losing absolutely everything on my computer. Now, Torchwood itself is arguably of its time, but the audio Torchwoods are always pushing the boundaries. They're always looking for something on the outside, something to push back against, if you see what I mean. Now, here's a couple of things. When we were doing film studies all those many years ago, we were doing auteur film theory. Now, I'd never heard the word auteur when I started. Yes, I was a little bit behind, but my background was more technical and I did know stuff about crossing the line, which other people in the room just didn't seem to know about, but that's not important. In auteur film theory, basically, auteur is just a posh way of saying author. And what you need is a pure vision of how your work will appear. Now, yes, there's a whole argument about where the meaning of your work actually lies. Is it in the work? Is it in the perception of the work? Or is it in some grey area in between the two? Is it literally in some travelling medium? Because obviously the way the medium's received and the way the story is told is affected, and it affects the way that the audience receive it. In auteur theory, you've got something that's slightly more pure than a group effort. It's beyond simply a director or an author's vision, or a producer's vision, or an actor's vision. It's more concrete. So when you've got a writer and a director all rolled into one, which you have in this story, you get something more of a pure vision. Now, of course, there's an argument that you need a third party, a sort of script editor involved in order to try and hone a piece, because sometimes you're just too close to something in order to make it work. That's definitely not the case here. I'm not veering in that direction. This is not going to be a negative review by any stretch of the imagination. What I'm saying is that Scott Handcock is the writer and the director here. What you're hearing is his vision of this story. You see, there are people out there, I know, who manage to download big finishes for free. They get them and they listen to them without giving any money to the performers or the actors, and they think, oh, it's not going to affect anything. But let's face it, as a business model, Big Finish relies on us buying them even more than anyone else. We all have to play our parts in the complex, well, cash-based world. It's not big, it's not clever, but it is true. Look, here's the synopsis, just as an illustration. Warning. The unauthorized reproduction or distribution of this copyright work is illegal. Your downloads are monitored. Internet piracy is a crime and is punishable by up to 5 years in prison, a fine of £250,000 or death. Come on, we've all done it. We've all downloaded a cheeky little something we shouldn't have. After all, what's the harm? You never get caught. No one knows. No one knocks on your door and tells you you're about to die. Turns out, there's something hiding in the internet. It knows what you've done, and it's going to stop you. As always, there's the Torchwood contains adult material and may not be suitable for younger listeners, which was beyond applicable to last month's release. But here we've got Mori playing Toshiko, Robbie Jarvis playing Stephen, Ashley Kumar playing Max, and Rachel Handshaw playing Nikki. Now, obviously, as I said earlier, it has been script edited by David Llewellyn and, of course, produced by James Goss, who's got a really nice, tight control over everything. But it's the way that this story, a story that could so easily have been told to you in a pure, ordinary, narrative, linear form, and the way that it just isn't. The sound design on this is practically award-winning because it sounds so utterly real and it messes with you, the listener, so much. The first few seconds, because I'd deliberately not read any of the synopsis or anything, threw me a curveball, and it's a curveball that just kept coming. Arguably, the narrative itself is quite simple, but let's not distract. It's the way that this story is told that really will get you. It really will take you from A to B via letters you've not even heard of. So if you're up for a narrative challenge, don't listen to this while you're driving. Don't listen to this while you're doing anything else. Sit down for the length of one disc and just listen. Let it wash over you and concentrate. Because trust me, the journey is so worth it. Yes, I can't see another narrative, another release being of this nature, but you know what? Through Torchwood, we've got this. And yes, it's a slight dig, or in fact, it's not even a slight dig, it's an actual dig at people who download stuff for free. And you know what? So what? It just works. So if you're up for something a little bit experimental, but damn right thrilling, this is for you. Now, if you've missed Toshiko, again, this is for you. Because in the arc of her characterization, this just works. And if you listen to the extras, you know what? You really can kind of guess that she wants to come back. So with that, I'll play you the trailer and let you decide for yourself, because as far as I'm concerned, this is a storming good release. Be seeing you.
You wouldn't steal a car. You wouldn't blow up a spaceship full of alien refugees. You wouldn't borrow a pen and not give it back.
Mine?
And you wouldn't download something if you didn't know where it came from.
No! Get out of my head! Get out! Don't
Know where it came from.
So, what, I've downloaded some kind of virus or something?
Where it came from.
Please, Toshiko. I don't think I've got much time.
Internet piracy is a crime, and it's far from victimless. This file has been corrupted.
Torchwood, Cascade, coming soon from Big Finish Productions.
That was the Doctor Who Tin Dog Podcast, available on iTunes, YouTube, Twitter, RSS, Vimeo, and across the internet. Doctor Who and its associated properties are all copyright and trademark of the BBC. No infringement is intended. Why not become a supporter by visiting patreon.com/tindog. Contact the show on tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.